Health is wealth. Welcome to Your Homeopathy. I'm very pleased to welcome Mukul. Mukul, welcome to Your Homeopathy. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Sheena. Pleasure meeting you. I live in New Jersey. I have been around in New Jersey for the last, I would say, 22 years. Moved to US in 2001. I am a family man with amazing kids and a loving wife. Yeah, and I've known Dr. Sheena for the last, I would say, almost a year now.
Yes.
So it's a pleasure meeting you and chatting with you.
All right. So tell me what you have had quite an amazing journey. Tell me what was the challenge that initially brought you to homeopathy?
Yeah, it is interesting. I would say homeopathy wasn't a planned thing for me. It just happened, I would say. And I'll say why. Why did I say that? I definitely had experiences with my issues, which I can elaborate a little later in terms of the health issues. And I was going through a lot,
Right.
and more than me, actually, it was my wife who was kind of
Deep.
very concerned about the issues that I was dealing with, and she was trying for every possible means to get hold of someone who can, address some
Help
of my
you.
issues, and she happened to speak to someone who was, seeing you for her daughter,
Okay.
and that's when we said, okay, fine, because I was trying pretty much everything. So I
Yeah.
said, might as well go and see. There's no harm, right?
Right.
And that's when I discovered you.
So you were referred by a former patient of mine, and then you came here.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
It just happened to be like that. It
Right.
was not like a very methodical, now try this, and let's go to homeopathy.
All right. Okay. All right. So talk to me, give me some input about what your issues were that were bothering you so much.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been a chronic, what in the Western medicine they call as acidity issues, and pretty much, I guess, with all these GIs, nothing against them, but if they can't put their finger onto something, they call it as acidity.
It's a big,
So
big
it's a
word.
very,
It's
very
right, big
wide.
umbrella. A lot of things get covered under it.
Correct. And I was dealing with it for the longest time. I would say like I was on these PPI medications like
Right.
omeprazole and all that for 15 years.
Okay.
And right around the time, and I was managing it, just pop a pill. I was like, you just pop a pill, easy solution, right? And that's what people look for, I guess. But around the time when COVID happened, and 1 year into the COVID, my situation really got bad. So I used to manage my with PPI medication and almost every 2 3 years endoscopy to make sure.
Everything.
So my thinking was always like this: that I look at allopathy as way to use it as a diagnostic to make sure nothing is wrong internally. But then I was always open to trying different things in between. Like right after this thing happened, post COVID, my situation really became worse.
So you are in a lot of pain?
Yeah. So what happened was anything I would eat, I would. It was not a typical acidity where things will reflux. It was more heaviness in my upper stomach.
Okay.
Like somebody had kept a stone here,
Right.
and it would not go away. And somewhere around 2022, it became so bad. January to March, I think I lost 20 pounds
Yeah,
within
you
that
lost a
3 months.
lot of weight.
I
That
lost a lot
was
of weight.
scary.
I was not able to eat anything. I was not able to drink anything. I got hold of Dr. Luke Catino, someone, a naturopath in Mumbai. Tried to treat me, and then I got hold of a naturopath. I think within that 3 months, I would have seen 6 GI doctors across different places within New Jersey, New York, this thing, and I was really miserable. And then my endoscopy result came out with some scary, things, and that was it. And I think somewhere around June or July is when I got to know about you,
Right.
and I met you.
Yeah. So then you came in, and then it wasn't a very smooth transition. You had a bit of a journey. You came in, you felt better, or to some degree, you felt better, and then took a you took a different path for a while, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So I came in, I believe, June, July. And I'm not great with dates and months, but that's my guess, somewhere around summer of that. And I believe started 1 month. And just to be honest here, I was skeptical, very skeptical, so much so that you kind of said that, you know what, if you're really not believing it, then there's no point. And I said, no, I'm still going to give myself a chance, so let's go for it. And did do that, I believe, for a couple of months. Don't think that was a point where I was looking for
A
quick
quick,
solution,
yeah,
real
you were
quick
looking for.
solution. And I was jumping from one doctor to another doctor, and naturopathy and this, that. And then I think I gave you 2 months or 2.5 months or something like that. And then I kind of said, maybe no, it's not working for me. And then I went to another naturopath. And then I went to Kerala in January of 2024 and stayed there for 3 weeks for Ayurvedic treatment.
And what
So
kind of ashram were you, was it an ashram? Where did you go exactly?
it's actually a very reputed place. It's called Ayurveda in
Okay. I think
Kerala.
I've heard of that place. I
I
think a
got
few
a
of people.
recommendation from people, and you know what was very interesting was that at that point I came to know that I have something called a SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth. And I would go and talk to them about, I'm here for SIBO. And like nobody would have any clue because these are all holistic medicines. Like, okay, whatever you're telling is fine, but they go with their nadi and all that. And I said, no, no, you're not treating me well. This is SIBO, and you got to treat me, for that. And they had
So
no
you
clue
went
what.
and terrorized Kerala on
And
your
I'm
going
like,
sources.
I'm looking for this solution, and they're looking at I'm treating you the way we do it. And I
Right.
said, no, I don't think. Then I was skeptical, but I gave it 3 weeks. I stayed there.
Okay.
And I came with a bunch of 3 month medication, carried everything, and I tried it for a couple of more months. I don't think it helped me. Honestly, it helps a lot of people. I've seen people getting cured. It's an amazing place. Nothing against it, but probably for me, it didn't work.
Okay. So you were taking a lot of herbals, you were taking a lot of supplements that they had recommended, and you were not getting the pain relief or the digestive relief that you were looking for. You were not able to eat, you were still losing weight.
I was losing weight, and so much so that in my family, I shouldn't be saying it, but there are four people, two people trying to reduce, and two people trying to put on weight, and I was trying to put on weight.
Trying to put on weight. And then what brought you back? So you came back.
Yeah, it's a very interesting journey, right? So I think if I were to reflect back, I think over a period of year and a half, I went through all forms of medicines, right? And then I took a step back, and it was my wife as well who helped me. So I kind of said, where did I feel the most? Where did I get the most traction in terms of feeling better? And then thinking back, and I felt that when I spent time with you for a couple of months or 2.5 months, is when I had seen some improvement. Maybe it was I was looking for some magical wand to treat me right away, and that didn't happen, and that's why I moved away. Maybe my state of mind was not correct at that point in time. But reflecting upon that, I took a time to take a pause and think about it and reflect upon it, and that's when I came to the conclusion that I felt, of all the four places I went through, four types of medication I went through, or alternate medicines that I went through, I felt the most, in terms of relief in my symptoms with you.
Okay. So after that, you kind of.
So I guess, yeah, that's when I decided, you know what, I want to come back to you. And obviously, you were, reluctant because you had your own reasons, because you kind of felt this guy is a personality which is like just flipping from one place to another place. I don't think he's going to hang around. He's not going to try it out, and then he's going to blame me again. It's like, okay. So, but then it took me a little bit of persuasion to get you to accept me and give me another chance. Yeah.
And then since then, now you've been under treatment for how long now? About approximately 6 months, you would say?
Yeah, I would think 6 months, 6+ months, I would say. And it's been, yeah, I mean, one thing I would definitely say about your style of treatment is what I love the most about is it's it's like you spend a lot of time with the patients. And I mean, I should also talk about the first time when I met you, and I was obviously a skeptic because I come from a family of doctors,
Of course.
and all of them obviously the science and everything. So I had a little bit of understanding and idea about Ayurveda, but I come from UP. There's not much dominance of homeopathy. If I'm from Calcutta, I would still have that understanding, right? So I think you made me hold bottles, right? And I remember very vividly that you said, "Hold this bottle on my left hand," and I held that and feel it. I said, "Okay," I felt it. And I trying to feel it. And then you have made me go through the journey of selecting out of like 40 odd bottles, picking randomly different bottles, saying, how do you feel? And try to find the ones which feels the most, closest to the one on my left hand. And I think I went through several iterations. I must have tried like 20 bottles and picked one which I kind of felt this. There was no scientific. I just kind of felt close enough, and I said, "This is it." So, and then you picked it, and you looked at the label, and you showed me the two numbers. The two numbers were identical. That was like there has to be some science in it now. It was like that's when I kind of an aha moment clicked on
Bought
me, and
into
like,
it.
yeah, it's not voodoo. There is something going on here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what kind of made me believe in the power of it. And coming back to the question that I started, like your the way you kind of the what I liked about it is obviously holistic, but you try to understand. You kind of it's it's more sort of psychoanalysis where you kind of doing a session where you let the person talk at length, and you don't interrupt, and you may observe, and you make your own notes, and then you make a diagnosis. So that is something which is very unique, which obviously don't hear much on the allopathy side of the world. Even in Ayurveda, at least my experience was not like that. So which was very different. And I think I was very pleasantly surprised by that, but I also liked that fact.
So you like the fact that there was a counseling session involved. You like the fact that we were delving deeper into other issues that might be part of your mental makeup, addressing your stress levels, working towards your mental journey as well as your physical journey.
Yeah, I mean, during this whole 1.5 years from 22 to 23 and a half, like I would say, I did come to the realization that it's not just my physical issue. It is something which is psychosomatic. So something which is like there's a gut and a brain connection. I started reading a lot about it. And there is an element of stress which is playing into it. But what was not happening was that I was not able to, pinpoint exactly.
You
Nobody
weren't
was
able
helping
to.
me discover or uncover what exactly was the
So
issue.
there was no connecting the dots happening for
Correct.
you that brought it all together, and you
Correct.
felt that you got that here.
And I think your discovery sessions is what kind of made me realize actually that there is something else going on, and I need to address that. And what I'm experiencing at my gut level is a symptom of something
Greater.
more inherent,
Okay.
and
And
addressing that.
how long before you felt your digestive issues calm down after you restarted?
I think I started seeing the benefit within 2 months, I
Okay.
would say. I think the first month where you do every week, I definitely progressively felt better, but I would feel better right after your sessions. So that I kind of made me think that it's kind of handling my stress level. These sessions are handling my stress better, letting me come out, and makes me feel more relieved, calm, and then these medicines were helping too. My digestive issues started feeling better. I would say a month and a half into it.
Okay. And since how long has it been that you feel that you have been eating whatever you wanted? Like you've been going back to trying out whatever food you were interested in, and you didn't have to be on a diet restriction.
Oh yeah, I mean there was something. I now I'm forgetting all some of those books, but I remember I would read. There's something called as I forgot the name. Sorry about that. But I used to read those, and before I eat anything.
Hmm.
And I think I haven't done that for the last, I would say, 5 months.
Okay.
So what that means is that I'm actually, yeah, I don't even think about what I'm eating. I'm just
You
able
know,
to eat
that
what I want to
fear
eat.
of having a
Yeah,
reaction after the
yeah.
food has gone away, and
I mean,
you're
I used to have symptoms. We didn't talk about it. Like symptoms besides my heaviness, it used to be, constipation, severely constipated. Not having proper bowel movement, lot of things were, and then that caused me, lack of focus, not being able to focus, sometimes fogginess in my thought process, uh, losing, my mind used to be so preoccupied that I would be at the intersection and I would lose sight of where do I have to go? Do I have to go left or right when I'm driving? some of those things had started creeping in, losing the word that I was trying to remember while I'm speaking. So yeah, so I mean, all those things were happening. You don't realize it, but these things add up over
They
a
add
period
up.
of time, and it causes
Right.
impacts.
So, talking about something as simple as constipation, which a lot of people do deal with on a daily basis, are you still dealing with it, or did the protocols and whatever we put in place, the remedy wise and supplement wise, has helped you overcome it?
Oh, immensely, immensely. I mean, that thinking back, a year back, I remember I would always be like a little worried about traveling and all that,
Right.
because of my concerns around eating and so on. I mean, can't even remember now when I felt that last touchwood, so it's just all good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you're in a good place. You feel like you've had that transformation, or are you still waiting for one? That where you feel completely normal, feeling like yourself, feeling good about what you're eating.
Oh, eating wise, I'm perfect. I think I've rather started taking rather too much liberty, I would say. So
Okay.
that's where to that point, I would always say that yeah, you still have to be mindful eater.
Right.
You can't be just junking, and that after an age you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to everyone, even early age.
Yeah.
So that is true. But yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Okay. And have you managed to gain the weight that you were looking to gain back?
Yes, I'm at a point where I think I'm at a point where I don't want to necessarily add on too much weight. So
Okay.
I'm in a decent spot.
Okay. So you managed to gain back the 20 some pounds that you had
Yes,
lost,
yes,
and you're eating whatever you like, and you're
yes,
not constipated anymore.
not at all.
Awesome. So I'm really, really happy that your journey ended well and you're able to move forward. And then maybe you can talk next time and give us a little bit more input about the mentals that you were discussing, and we can talk about it in our next session.
Absolutely, yes. Would love to dwell more into that because I kind of feel that people tend in their busy life tend to take health not as seriously, which I have been part of that. Tend to take it, you kind of have to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Your body is sending signals. We're all busy, but if you listen to it and give it attention, it's just like a car, right? Cars, when you're driving, there is a light that comes up. You immediately take it to mechanic. But then when your body sends a signal,
You
we
kind of
just
hush
we
it.
just try to yeah, exactly, switch
Yeah.
off that light and keep doing our work up until it becomes too late.
Right.
So we have to be mindful and conscious of that. Yeah,
That's awesome. So that's your takeaway, mindfulness and consciousness, and trying to, I guess, do things naturally.
absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Mukul Tripathi. Thank you so much for being here. And as you all know, health is wealth. Please keep watching Your Homeopathy. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.